Hey, YouTube, this is Mr. North 14, and today I want to talk about the new Xbox Series X. So basically, articles are out talking about what's exactly some of the features in the new Xbox Series X. Okay, so they're touting in the article 12 teraflops of power, variable rate shading, hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing, quick resume for multiple games, and smart delivery. Well, I'm here to tell you that some of this stuff is a bunch of hoodoo voodoo and really don't matter. Okay, so I'm gonna break this article down by The Verge, and shouts out to The Verge for having such a great article, that went into, as much depth as they could. So let's talk about the 12 teraflops. That really doesn't matter to me. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the simple fact is that the Xbox One X has 6 teraflops. It was the most powerful system ever created for console gamers, and everybody was all excited. But what it boiled down to, when the PS4 ran games, they ran better on the PS4 than the Xbox One X. For the simple fact that when they were developed on the PS4, okay, and the PS4 Pro. So it didn't matter that it was 6 teraflops and it had all this power. If you're not making the game on that hardware and you're just porting it over, you're not getting the benefits of having 6 teraflops for the Xbox One X. So that's why I say this 12 teraflops thing is a bunch of hoodoo voodoo, and it ain't really something that you should care about. For the simple fact is, Microsoft needs to be saying, hey, we got 12 teraflops of power. We're the most powerful console ever made. But what they need to be doing is going to these developers and saying, you need to make your games on the Xbox Series X, and then you need to port them to the PS5. Because if they're not doing that, then you're not getting the true features of the Xbox Series X or the power. Okay, so let's talk about the variable rate shading. I'm gonna tell you, this is doo doo too. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna be honest. Everybody's all excited. That's why they put this variable rate shading. So what is variable rate shading? Basically, let's say if you're looking at a picture and you see all these pixels and everything and they're there on there, what it's saying is that instead of using the CPU to take care of that big wide picture that you're looking at, it's only going to pay attention to what your eyes are looking at. And then it's going to change, it's going to use the GPU to take care of just where your eyes are looking. So it's basically going to save on GPU power, and at the same time, you're still going to get a clear picture. Okay, so that's all they're saying. But what this article is not telling you is that this is only good if you're doing VR. This variable rate shading will only be able to use its full potential if you're using VR. And we know that Microsoft doesn't have a VR strategy for the Series X. So again, that's why I say variable rate shading is just another doo-doo feature that they're sitting around trying to get you to get all excited about it, but you might not even be able to truly use till its full potential because Microsoft doesn't have a VR strategy with the Series X or the Xbox One X. Okay, I'm gonna skip the hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing for now, and I'm gonna go down to quick resume for multiple games. Okay, and tell you again why I think this is a bunch of hoodoo voodoo too, basically some doo doo. And this is why. So quick resume, as you remember, they tried this on the Xbox One. If everybody remember Dead Rising, you were supposed to be able to resume your game where it was. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but for me, it just basically locked up my Xbox One. It's very hard to play. But basically, they're saying you're going to be able to do this to resume multiple games. Now, that might be a selling point if you can start, games like The Witcher you're playing, or you're playing Dishonored, and you're playing Gears of War, and you can start them over at the point you left off. Yeah, that's a nice feature, But like I said, you have to understand, quick resume, it's like I really don't care about that. What I do care about is load times. You know, that's why I care about the SSD. The new SSD cards they're putting in there to make it faster, no more hard drives. That's what I care about. So if you're lowering my load times and you're getting me up and playing quicker, then I really don't care about quick resume for multiple games because you're doing what I need. You're getting me up and playing. Okay, I don't care if I have to start at a low point because that's what I'm used to. Okay, so that's why I say that quick resume for multiple games, that's kind of to me a doo-doo feature too. Okay, but one feature that I really love is the smart delivery. Why do I love the smart delivery and think this is a game changer for next generation consoles, especially the Xbox Series X? It's because basically what Microsoft's strategy is a play anywhere. So they're saying what's on the Xbox One X, you're going to be able to play on the X, and you're also going to be able to play on the Series X. So Microsoft's saying all that their first generation games, if you buy it for S or X, you'll be able to play it on the Series X without paying that extra charge. Okay? Without paying that extra charge. Remember going from the 360 to the Xbox One. They had that extra charge on there. If you bought it for 360 and then you wanted the enhancements of the Xbox One, well, you got charged for that. That's why smart delivery is awesome, and every Microsoft first party game is going to do that. If you buy Gears of War 6, okay, for the Xbox One X. You'll be able to play it for about 2 years on, you'll be able to play it, in the first 2 years on the Xbox Series X without going out additional cash. One of the third-party developers said that they're going to join into that, and that's CD Projekt, the makers of The Witcher and the new game that's coming out in September 2077, that great game, Cyberpunk 2077, they said that if you buy it for the Xbox One X or S, it's going to be free when they have it ready for the Series X. So they're telling people, don't worry about it. You've already paid for it. We're not going to make you pay for it again. So smart delivery, yes, that is not a doo-doo feature. That is a hand clapping feature, and I have to give it to Microsoft for that. They're basically saying that all of your controllers, all of your racing controllers, all that stuff, you'll be able to play on the Series X. Okay, but they're also saying that with the Series X, they're going to come out with a better Bluetooth connectivity thing that's going to give you better latency, so that your games are immediately picking up when you move left, move right, or hit A or hit B. They're going to use a new technology to make that quicker. What that's going to benefit is the xCloud. Okay, so when you think about that and the new thing they're setting up, think about the benefits of xCloud, of streaming your games, that's going to be a game changer for. Okay, but smart delivery not only works with games, it's also going to work with your controllers and your accessories that you have from Xbox One S or X or One, you're going to be able to take over and use. But remember, the Xbox Series X is going to have a better controller that uses a better Bluetooth type connectivity than it did before. So you're going to want to get the new stuff just for that simple fact when you're trying to do, like I said, xCloud or streaming over the internet. Okay? Now let's talk about hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing. This is a game changer, but it's not a game changer for what it's for. Okay? The difference is we've been able to do DirectX ray tracing for a long time, but it's been software. Okay? Related. Now we're able to do with a hardware is able to do that on the fly and make those ray tracing decisions on the fly, and it's much better, it's more powerful, and you're getting the best because it's hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing. So that's basically about light. You see the light, it's hitting the object, how does it reflect off that object? How does it enhance that area that the light is on? This is a very big, important feature when it comes to the beauty of 4K and 8K and HDR, because that's what it's going to help. If you've ever seen a 4K game in HDR, I would suggest that you look at the Division 2. When it adds the 4K assets on the Xbox One X, it's a truly beautiful game. So just think of that times 100, okay, with this new hardware accelerated direct ray tracing added onto that with the 4K or 8K, with the HDR, with the Dolby Vision, all that just added in to make the picture look that much better, people. So I also want to talk about a few more things in here, but I just wanted to tell you what I thought was, important as far as these things they highlighted in the Verge article and what really wasn't important. Okay, another thing that's important is, let's go down here and we'll talk about the CPU and the GPU that's custom made with AMD to take advantage, of the Xbox. Even though they're saying that the Xbox Series X is going to be pretty much a mid-range graphics card from AMD and NVIDIA. Okay, so by the time it comes out, it's going to be less than a mid-range graphics card. But you got to remember that Microsoft put that extra sauce in there, and that when they made that GPU with AMD to say, hey, I know it looks underwhelming right now because it's not your latest architecture, but we're going to add a few things so that not only we can get 8K gaming at 120 hertz per second, in the future. But like I said, don't get excited about 8K right now and the Series X even being able to do that, because we was just able to see our first football game on Fox Sports in 4K. So that tells you how behind we are as far as when it comes to television in 4K. You really have to stream things to see anything in 4K. You're not going to get regular TV. It's not part of regular everyday life. If you get something 4K, it costs twice as much as you just getting a regular 1080p or enhancing 1080p up to 4K by upscaling. So don't really get excited about that type of stuff when it comes to talking about the Xbox Series X, because we'll probably be on another generation of consoles before we see 8K. So this is just my little 2 cents and everything. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just talking about what I feel is important about the Xbox Series X and what they put out today in these articles. And I hope you agree. I hope you disagree. If you do, please drop a line. Let me know what you think. This is Mr. North 14. I'm out. Peace.